Okay, hi, welcome to the Empowered Empath. Something I want to start off and say because it's so important to me. It is always my intention to help you find how to navigate your own nuances within your own energy field. There are tools and there are tricks and there are inspirational stories, thousands, millions of them out there. And I just want to give you full permission to use every single one of those tools and stories as reflections that show you what resonates and what doesn't. And here's why it's so important to know what resonates and what doesn't. That is your energy speaking to you. That's the language of energy. So when something is resonating with you, you don't need a fucking reason to go forth and choose that choice. You don't need a reason. It resonates, that then go there, right? It doesn't resonate, you don't need a fucking reason. Someone invites you to something, maybe it's your best fucking friend in the whole world, and it doesn't resonate. You don't need a reason. It's just, it doesn't resonate for some reason. I'm so sorry, Sally Joe. I love the fuck out of you, but it doesn't resonate right now. So all the things that I want to share here, like full permission, take, compost, take what resonates, compost the rest. Use these as bright, reflective mirrors in your own life so that you can see your own brilliance and plump up that own brilliance. And then what's so fun is then you have your own, you develop as you collect these reflections of tools, you develop your own unique, it's completely unique. What is that word? Mandala of going through and seeing the world. So, and that's going to lead us into what I want to say is change. Okay. I'm just going to use the word change as my transition point. All right. Today we're talking about evolving with your partner. And it's starting to come through that I think I want to really start speaking to the evolving relationship, the relationships in our lives that we want to evolve with. You'll probably see me talking about it more on social media and in like my newsletters and stuff because it's starting to just feel really important to speak directly to this. So, if you don't already know this, um, my husband, who I'm with, obviously is my husband, and we have 2 kids together. So I think I said this in episode 1, but so we've been together for 20 years. So we got together when I was 19 years old. I was just about to turn 20. We were both in college. And we've gone through so many life changes together. And I want to tell you what I think is one of the biggest, I want to say secret, only because I don't see a lot of people just talking about it. Like I don't see a lot of people have normalized this yet, but we're about to change that. We're about to normalize the fuck out of this. It's something I believe so fucking strongly in, and I'm just going to start not shutting up about it. And that is, I think, the key to evolving with your partner. It's not rocket science, is to consistently be open to allowing yourself to die energetically, letting yourself die, letting parts of yourself die, and then be reborn, reintroducing these parts, cultivating these parts within yourself. And then when those parts feel ready, then reintroducing those parts to your partner. And what's so important about this process is, number one, we are always changing. We are part of nature. We are part of this cyclical revolve earth. We are part of nature. Isn't it funny how people are like, yeah, I went hiking out in nature. It's like I get what you're saying. I totally get it, but also you are not separated by from nature. Like full stop. Just I'm just saying this as a reminder. I'm sure you know this. I know this, but sometimes it's helpful for me to remind myself of that too. You are not separated from nature. You are nature. Like you are nature. So yeah, it's helpful to go outside and put your feet on the earth and actually energetically ground, like physically ground into the earth. Totally. I do it all the fucking time. And you are not separate from nature. So if you are sitting on your couch or you're in a high-rise building and you're feeling energetically ungrounded, guess what? You can ground into the earth because you are not apart from nature. You use your energy. Okay. So, um because we are these alive creatures, we are always changing. That's where I left off. Now, if you, this is a paradox. If you want to stay with your partner, you've got to evolve with your partner. That is a fucking paradox because it's totally true and totally not true at the same time. So, what is so important about evolution is that evolution means an open highway. It means flow. And flow does not only go one way, it is both ways, it is all ways. So evolving with our partner actually means always having the door open to evolve away from our partner. Because the goal in being with a long-term partner is not imprisonment. It's not, okay, you said yes, I said yes. Now for the rest of our lives that we have no idea what's going to happen, we are tethered to each other because we said yes. It's like, ew, no, that is, I just threw up a little bit in my mouth. Like, I don't want to be with that person. You don't want to be with that person. But a lot of us, myself included, even a lot of us progressive folk still like did the whole marriage thing. You know, we still got married. We did that whole government thing. And I love being married. And I also love living in a time where it's really I don't want to say easy. I've never gotten a divorce and I've heard people go through divorce and it doesn't sound easy. That's not what I'm saying, but it's a lot easier to get a divorce now for a woman than it was 200 years ago. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? Like it's something that is fathomable to do and it is okay to do. Do I want to get a divorce from the person that I married? No. However, is it vitally important to me that that door is always open if my heart is telling me to go a different direction? Yes. Is it painful for me to even say that out loud? Yes, because it's not what I want. But that's evolution. That's freedom. That is true love. True love is true freedom, which means always allowing the other person to evolve away from you. Whew. I didn't say it wasn't without a feeling of pain, but because we are empaths, not just empaths, because we are empowered empaths, we choose to learn how to be with the pain without letting the pain be us. All right, I'm starting to get a little bit wordy. Let me just like take my sweater off. Hold on. Okay. Let me see if I can distill this a little bit down. We are constantly changing. Now, sometimes when my brain goes off track and I try to bring it back, it's like, wait, I was having so much fun out there in the ether. It's like, I know, but we have a podcast episode to record and we really want to stay on track. So let me see if I can give some examples. I'm going to give an example of a frequency change that happened between me and my husband when we were really young, early 20s, maybe like just 21 or something. When I was really first waking up to this idea of frequency and feeling it in my body and all these things, and I had discovered all these new things that opened up my whole energetic system to like a new way of living. And I don't remember, all I know is that I was exploring all these new things. And I was really giving myself to all these new things that were opening up my mind and my heart and my energy field and my um, emotions. And then I got sick. I like had a cold. I remember sitting, my husband, my boyfriend, we lived together at the time. My now husband, then boyfriend, lived together at the time. And this is another reason why I don't love getting sick, but you guys utilize your sicknesses because they're these little portals to new discoveries about yourself that you can anchor in if you don't like get lost in like playing the victim when it feels painful to be sick. I'll totally do another podcast episode on that sometime soon. But anyway, I'm not surprised that in this memory, I was sick on the couch and my then boyfriend, Ray, I'll just say call him by name. How about that? Ray came and sat next to me on the couch and we were like watching a show together. And out of nowhere, he said, I feel like you've changed. And I remember within my whole system, I felt so seen. Like I don't know the last time I had felt that seen. Maybe the first time I had met him, right? And I remember standing in that energy. I didn't apologize for this new energy that I was anchoring in by myself for myself. I didn't apologize for it because it felt so fucking good. It felt like a more expanded version of myself. And I was so excited that he could sense that. And not only could he sense that, but he was willing to take a stab in the dark and actually say that out loud. And I said, yeah, I have. And I forget what he said. It was something like, cool, or whatever. And that was it. That's all that we stopped it right there. And since then, we've had a few more, should I say, major life tweaks that we've moved through where we've acknowledged out loud the shift that either one of us has gone through. So, and what I love about that is it keeps us on the same page because we're always shifting, right? We're shifting like billions of times per second. Your energy is always moving. And as you keep the line, oh my God, this is so important. As you keep the line of communication open between you and your partner, that change, and when those big shifts happen, they will feel like like a big deep sigh, or like when you're getting a deep tissue massage and the masseuse is like really working through that knot, and then all of a sudden you take that big sigh and you're like and you breathe it through, and she does that thing where she like rubs it out. It's like that. Those big shifts become just like such a natural part of your story when you are keeping the lines of communication open between you and your partner. It just makes those bigger shifts more pleasant and more like fun, I think, to ride. So, tools that you can use while you are growing and sharing your new self with your partner. P.S. Don't like, can I give you just like a little advice? Don't like go through your growth process and evolution process and then look at your partner and like judge them for all their shortcomings. Or do it and notice the frequency it puts you in. Where is your energy when you do that? I can't hear you, so I'm just going to answer for you. It's in like judgy mode. What's bad? Not bad. I mean, we all get into judgy mode, right? But we can navigate judgy mode. We don't actually, just because we get into judgy mode, you guys, doesn't mean that is your fucking truth. You can navigate that. You can notice that. When you get into judgy mode, all it is a sign of a belief system that you have, aka a thought that you are thinking. Now, judgy mode is when your energy gets constricted. And when your energy is constricted, it's a pretty crappy place to create from. If you want to create from your heart, because your heart is the highway of freeness. It's a highway of expansion. So just watch. A simple way to notice is just like watch if your energy constricts or expands, and just make a choice. Which highway do you want to be on? So a tool that you can use when you are going through your own death and rebirth process, because it happens like you don't, at least in my experience, you don't necessarily, I don't think you go through these, well, unless there's like some type of really big catalyst, like maybe like, I guess like giving birth or some big external experience that you both have experienced, right? Like, okay, you had a child, you gave birth, okay, you witnessed a trauma, okay, whatever, right? Then you're both riding that wave, letting that wave transform you at the same time. But more often than not, one of you is going to be changing, quote unquote, before the other one. So, how to make this sustainable is when you pop into a new perspective and this new perspective completely lights you up in your whole system, and you're just like, oh my God, this is amazing. And you're so excited about it. When you go to share your perspective, right? Because communication is the open highway. When you go to share your perspective with your partner, share your perspective without needing them to meet you there. I cannot stress this enough. I'm going to share that again. Share your perspective without them needing to be there with you. Realize that your evolution is for you. It is not for them. Your evolution is for you. It's not for your children. It's not for your dog. It's not for your neighbor. It's not for the president of the United States. Your evolution is for you. And when you are sharing from an overfilling cup, because you're just so fucking stoked to share this like cool new perspective. And half the time, probably more than half the time, it's not going to be for them, but it's not meant to be for them, right? The resonance that you create in sharing your exciting thing with your partner comes from the heart connection, not from the thing that you found. They don't need to believe in the higher self or vision boards or chakras. They don't need to believe in any of that stuff. All they need is for you to communicate the cool new thing that you discovered from your heart. That's it. That's the resonance that you're creating your partnership from. It's from the heart. So when you share your new thing, share it from the heart. And the heart is free, remember? So that means they can hop on the ride with you. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Or they don't have to hop on the ride. That's absolutely fine too. Okay. So what to do when you find yourself disappointed because they're not let's see. I guess it could be both. When either they're not sharing the ride with you and you're feeling, oh, I'm disappointed. I guess I actually was hanging my hat on that. Or you're disappointed because you're looking at them and their human experience, moving through their human, what we could call quote unquote flaws or quote unquote blocks. I don't like to name them as such because it's just part of the human experience, right? The dark and the light, the shadow and the sun. They're moving through their shadow and you're witnessing it. Now, the best thing that you can do for them is to give them the space to have their human experience and love the fuck out of them while they are doing it. While they are doing it. Now, let me be clear. This does not mean codependency. It does not mean what's the fucking word? It does not mean, oh my god, it's on the tip of my tongue. Condoning. It does not mean condoning their, let's say they have a vice, and it's a vice that is not particularly attractive to you. And maybe it's not even particularly attractive to them either, but it's something that they still continue to engage in because guess what? They're having a human experience. Can we just pause and remember that for a second? When your partner fucks up, can you just pause and remember, oh, just do this. It makes it so much lighter, I swear. Oh my God, they're having a human experience right now. Okay, settle down. I'm going to settle my energy down for a second. I'm just going to ground in my heart because I know when I ground my energy in my heart, I can hold space for them in their human experience without putting them down, which is basically kicking them when they're down. They're in a shame spiral and you're judging them. You're kicking them when they're down, which obviously you don't want to do. You don't want anyone to do that to you, right? So, and also, P.S., if you find yourself doing that, don't shame yourself. Just be like, oh shit, check out that belief I get to transmute. Because you get to transmute that. That's what's cool about being human. We're all fucking magicians. We were given a set of beliefs that we can completely live out until we are dead, that our caregivers gave us, our culture gave us. Or we can do this really cool thing, which is called alchemize. It's like my favorite thing in the world. You are a fucking magician. Magic is real. You are a magician. Energy is real. You can transmute that. Like we're all made of, everything is a fucking vibration. So, man, I've gotten so far in this. Part of me really wants to take this podcast down because it's filled with rambling, but I'm going to keep it up. And I promise next time I'm going to try to just distill my thoughts a little bit more. Oh my God, how long are we? We're 23 minutes in. I think it's just going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those episodes. If you have stuck with me through this whole thing up until now, I salute you. You must really like riding on rough seas with like choppy waters and like the wind blowing in your face. And you know what? I do too. So, all right, let's keep it going. Oh my God. Talking about needing to ground your energy. Fuck, bitch. Let's go. All right. So what the fuck were we talking about? We were talking about the human experience, allowing your partner to have their human experience. Okay, here's what I want to ask you. When your partner is having a fuck up moment and you remember, oh my God, this is my opportunity. I get to allow them to have their human experience. Ready? What is that like for you? I'm not asking what you should do. I'm not asking what your best friend does. I'm asking in that moment, what is it like for you in your body, in your energy system to allow your partner to have their human experience? Let's say your partner yells at the kids and you have an emotional reaction. Your partner gets drunk and falls on the kitchen table. You have an emotional reaction. Your partner doesn't speak up for themselves. You have an emotional reaction. Just watch yourself. First, just watch yourself. Okay? Now, here's what I would like to offer. Take it or compost it. Can you first and foremost see what they are doing from your heart? And if you find yourself in the judgy place, like we all have 1,000 million times, don't judge yourself for being in the judgy place. If you find yourself in the judgy place, pause there for a second. Notice it is a vibration. It is a feeling, and it is not truly who you are. You don't actually have to anchor in that frequency. Okay? Watch what it feels like to be judgy, to judge. And then take your precious, powerful mind and put your awareness on your heart. Put your awareness on your heart space. And breathe into your heart. Feel deeply into your heart. Keep your awareness on your heart, the energy of your heart. Not pretend. Imagine your heart has gills and a mouth and is breathing in and out that energy, in and out. And your perception is breathing in and out from this spot. Now imagine there's eyes on your heart. And now put your whole awareness in that heart space and now observe your partner through that heart space. And breathe. You have just switched into a new frequency. You are holding space for your partner to be a, quote, imperfect human. You are watching them from a frequency of love, which is one of the most kind and generous gifts you could ever give any human, including the person that you love the fucking most on this planet, which is your partner. From this space, maybe there are words that you want to say. Allow those words to come from this identity, this frequency. First. Stay in that frequency. And if you snap out and you go into judgy frequency or whatever else, just don't say words from there. Seriously, do not say words from there. Pause. If you need to leave the room, say, I need to leave, I need a minute. Pause and go process that feeling. You can go back to episode 1 where we process a feeling at the very end. You have to listen to me talk the whole time first. Go process the feeling. Get to the frequency you want to speak from, which is, I'm just going to say it's the heart, right? Because that's the connection spot. And then when the dust has cleared, then go back and speak to your partner if it calls for that. Okay. This was a very fluid episode. God, was that like the most fluid episode we've done so far? I felt like this episode didn't have like a spine. It felt like it was more of like a jelly mold. Like one of those old school jelly molds from like the 80s that like a mom would bring to like a kid's party and like wiggle. I guess a mom would. I'm thinking of like a commercial or something. So anyway, I hope this jelly mold was helpful for you. Let me know. Could you please let me know if there was something in here specifically, because I'm going to hop off and then completely forget everything I said. If there's something in here specifically that was helpful to you and you would like for me to expand on, I promise I will make better notes and I will come on and I will do my very best to distill it into a more focused highway for you and we can chat about it. I would love if that would be helpful to you. And the other thing is if you found value in this podcast and any of these episodes, and You leave a review. Please leave a review. That would be so amazing and would mean so much to me. Then you can go, after you leave your review, you can go and sign up for a free 30-minute perspective shift session with me where we hop in 30 minutes, we do a quick alchemy session, and then you go out into your life and you practice. You practice that. Okay. It's like 30-minute intuitive life coaching, alchemy, perspective shift session. Okay. So there's that freebie. And then the next thing is, so you can also just hop into if you want to sign up, I guide one-on-one timeline jumps. And timeline jumps is a way to change your frequency. So if you're operating a frequency that doesn't feel good to operate from and you want to switch it, the irony is you really got to feel it first. And then from that spot, you transmute it. And that's what we do in a timeline jump session. It's like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. So it's definitely not like it's not an escape hatch. Don't come to me wanting me to like fix you. I don't do that. I guide you into your energy and help you make that shift yourself and anchor into a new frequency yourself. Okay. Then my other offer, if you want to do work together on a longer timeline, you want to do this deep work together on a longer timeline, you can apply for a 1-to-1 6-week coaching journey with me. It feels like in my system, I'm going from a more generalized life coaching scenario to focusing on helping people really helping people with their long-term partnerships. So I don't know. I'm just a whole fucking big jelly mold right now, apparently. So anyway, you can get in 6 weeks of, we do intuitive life coaching, we do emotional alchemy, we do timeline jumping. I create meditations for you to really anchor in the frequency that you're working with. And you get me on Voxer or WhatsApp through the whole 6 weeks as a coach in your pocket, life coach in your pocket, weirdo life coach in your pocket, jelly mold in your pocket. All right. I really need to sign off, I think. I really hope that you found some value in this. And again, take what resonated, compost the rest. And whatever resonated, spin that and digest that into your own beautiful energy field and just keep focusing on that and bringing it back up into your awareness and making it your own and making it your own and making it your own again. All right. Until next time, have a beautiful everything. Okay. Bye for now.